Today is a fun day in math. Today we're balancing equations. We're going to solve equations to show how two expressions have the same value. Remember the rule. Whatever is on one side of the equal sign equals whatever's on the other side. So you're going to have to use your math brains to see how that will equal that. Okay, this is almost too easy to have on here because I have a scale and I have the equal sign, and whatever's on this side has to equal whatever's on this side. And look, I have 2 blocks and I have 2 blocks and they are equal. No matter what I put on this side, it has to equal this side in order for it to be an equation. So that's your goal today, to make sure both sides balance. When there's a variable, and remember, the variable is the letter, I have to decide what number would go in that variable, which is the same thing as an X from a box from when you were in a primary, so that it balances. I have 5 on this side, I have 1 on this side, and I'm going to have to add something to it to balance. If you have a picture of it, it's easy. And because the numbers are easy, you can say if I have 1 on one side and 5 on the other, the difference is 4, so n should equal 4. Let me show you mathematically how to do it, because there is a math way to solve this problem. The math way to solve this problem is to isolate the n, to get the n all by itself. So it's kind of like fractions. If you do it to one side, you got to do it to the other. I want to get the n by itself. Well, to get this n by itself, I'm going to take the 1 away. I'm going to subtract 1 from this side. When I subtract 1 from this side, I have the n all by itself. If I do it to one side, I got to do it to the other. I'm going to subtract 1 from this side. Hey, magic, n is 4, which is exactly what we said here. Don't worry, I'll show it to you again. Here's the same thing written in a pretty way. To solve this equation, or to find n, you subtract from both sides. Here's the n. I need to take the 1 away, so I subtract 1 from this side, and I subtract 1 from this side. And n will equal 4. Let's try another one. Holy moly. This is definitely a scared monkey face question. What do I have? Well, I know that I have a scale, and I know it has to be equal on both sides. And I know I have boxes. On this side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. On this side, I only have 3. 3 times a equals 6. 6 equals 3a, or 3 times a. Okay, I don't like working problems this direction. Can I flip it and write 3 times a equals 6? I can. I like my answer to be on this side. It works the same way. I'm allowed to flip the problem. 3 times something equals 6. If you want to go old school, 3 times something equals 6. What does that something equal? What could that box, what could A be to make the scale balance. If A is 1, that makes it 3. And 3 doesn't equal 6. You should know off the top of your head that A equals 2. Let me show you mathematically how that works out, though. Okay, this is a stretch. I'm showing people you don't have to do it this way, but I'm just showing you mathematically how you would solve this. To get the A by itself, there isn't an addition or subtraction sign. It's multiplying. This is multiplying. So to get the A by itself, you do the opposite. So instead of multiplying, I'm going to divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So the A is going to be by itself. If I divide this side by 3 to make the A all by itself, I have to divide this side by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So mathematically, that's how you answer this problem. That's how you do it if the numbers were really hard. I don't think our numbers are going to be so hard that you can't just do a basic math fact to figure them out, though. So let's try another one and see how it's going to work. Okay. Just so you know, the envelope is my big N. It's the same thing as the box. So N minus 3 equals 12. N minus 3 equals 12. To solve it mathematically, N minus 3 equals 12. Write this in your notes. Algebra land, I do the opposite. I'm going to add 3. Plus 3 minus 3 balances out. They cancel out, so my N is by itself. If I add 3 to one side, I have to add 3 to the other side. N equals 15. If that doesn't make sense to you, something minus 3 equals 12. Use your math facts. 15. N equals 15. Okay, here's another one. I have something in the envelope. I'm adding 3 to it, and I'm going to get 15. So turn off the video, write what the equation would be, and solve for N. It's going to be N plus 3 equals 15 for my equation. And N is going to be the amount I'm adding 3 to make 15. Let me show you mathematically how to solve this. If I take 3 away from this side, I can take 3 away from this side. So the envelope, which is N, equals 3, 6, 9, 12. 12. I showed you with the counters what I was doing mathematically. If I take 3 away from this side, that cancels out. If I take 3 away from this side, I have 12, and N would equal 12. Last one. 2N equals 18. 2 times something equals 18. It's a basic math fact. You all should be in your head screaming what the answer is. But the other way I can do it is to start shuffling these counters. 1 goes here, 1 goes here, 1 goes here, 1 goes here. That's going to get messy. I'm dividing them into 2 groups. 18 divided by 2. 9. Let me show you in algebra land how that would work. Because I'm multiplying n times 2, I divide by 2 to get the n by itself. The 2's cancel out. I divide this by 2, and n would equal 9. It's not hard, it's just really different. We'll practice again tomorrow.